I've been in tech for close to over a decade now, and I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've survived some different tech layoffs and been a part of layoffs as well. But I have managed to keep my skills up to date as far as my tech skills and everything like that. And I've been able to remain valuable in the marketplace, remain in demand and everything. So today's video, I just want to share some do's and don'ts to succeed in tech in 2024. And it's just going off of my experience. Of course, everybody's experience is different, but I just want to share from my experience, my journey, to hopefully help the next person that may or may not be going through this. All right, y'all. So to start it off, the first thing I would say is don't target these big tech companies when you're starting out as a beginner, or even if you're just trying to find another job or whatever. In my experience, what you want to do is you want to target maybe the smaller kind of companies, especially if you're a CCNA or you're trying to get your first job as a network technician. Try to go after the smaller companies, the smaller MSPs out there, because I found in my career that those people are way more willing to work with you. Yeah, pay may not be as good and all the benefits may not be as good, but if you find a startup, like what I did, I was able to look up and find a startup, and you'll find these as you're searching, but you got to put in the work and search for them. But just try not to target these big businesses and these big tech companies. You don't have to work for the biggest tech company out the gate or even throughout your whole career. Again, if you don't know, I've only worked for really one major tech company, and that was Verizon in my career. Like I said, I've been in it over a decade, and that was only for a few years with Verizon, and hands down, they definitely had a lot of benefits. They had a lot of tools, a lot of knowledge I gained from them, because they have a real big budget. So there's a lot of technology that you can go through. There's a lot of training that you can go through and everything like that. That's where I learned a lot of the SD-WAN was on the job training, not really through my CCNP Encore course or my certification through there, but really through on-the-job training with SD-WAN and seeing how a big business migrates from traditional WAN over to SD-WAN. Being able to be involved in things like that, that is a benefit from these big tech companies. But again, if you're starting off in your career or you want to just level up, you don't need to be at that level. You just want to get your foot in the door, and that's what you should aim for. There's even things like, even if you don't make it into a big tech company or use your CCNA. Again, I started off as a cable guy, right? With the CCNA. But as I was a cable guy, I was still looking for jobs. The whole point of everything is that you need to get into tech somehow. I don't care if it's working at Best Buy, on the Geek Squad, Office Depot, I don't know where you're at, some electronics department, electronics store, some kind of computer store, volunteer work. That's work too. You can go look up some volunteer work, right? But just to get your foot in the door, get that experience. You can learn and learn, really, because I'm pretty much old school, so I'm an old head, so I really didn't know about it. But it's what I'm doing right now is content creation. Like, found a lot of my growth is from sharing, right? Information, sharing this knowledge. So good way for you to succeed in tech. Don't shy away from basically like building public, right? They say building in public. Put that out there on LinkedIn. Any kind of project, I don't care if it's a lab setting up VLANs. Put it out there. The more that you put yourself out there, the better that it is going to be for experience and just overall for your career. So don't just think that you got to be your next whatever biggest social media influencer out there. The whole point is that you just start building and gaining that experience in a different kind of way. That way that you can definitely start being more successful, because you're growing, you're developing different skills than what the average person that got a CCNA is. They just gonna have that technical knowledge. They're not gonna have no kind of public speaking. They're not gonna have no kind of communication skills in the real world, right? Those technical skills are good for the CCNA, yes, but we still have to be human beings. AI hasn't taken over yet. You're still gonna have to interact with people, and creating content, this is a great way for you to develop public speaking skills and communication. That's what I've learned from my journey, and you'll learn that as well, to get in front of a camera and just speak to the camera. It's a lot, and it will help you develop and just help you be that much better if you got to go in these big boardrooms and everything and start talking about technology to non-technical people. You'll be more confident and just more eager to learn more and develop more as well. Finally, the last thing that I'm gonna say, which a lot of people that I hear, they the same boat as me, man, but y'all gotta do it. You're gonna have to know that coding right now, this coding is just gonna be, don't think that you could just get into tech and you're not gonna have to learn how to code. I mean, we know that cybersecurity, you're gonna have to know some kind of coding when you're inside cybersecurity. Working in tech, period. If you want a good foundation, you just need to start get your mind focused that just like networking is a fundamental skill to have in tech, automation or programming or coding is going to be a fundamental skill, and sooner or later AI and cloud is going to be a fundamental skill. But right now I would say just coding, because that's where everything is going, and you're just going to have to learn that much more of the technology and everything and understand it really, because they're going to have to run into it. I don't care if you're networking or cybersecurity, whatever discipline you run into out there, you're still going to have to know some kind of coding. So you might as well just buckle down, give yourself about 3 to 6 months, pick up a Python book, watch some videos. I'm going to be doing some coding projects myself that I found that are upcoming. So definitely subscribe to the channel and rock with me if you want to learn some coding, because that's coming and everything like that. But my main thing is to just learn coding and don't shy away from it. Make sure that you're growing and developing these skills and not getting left behind with all of this technology that's coming out. All right, y'all, that wraps it up for this one. These are just a few things that I came up with while I was thinking about this. Definitely do your own research. There's a lot of other things that you can be doing to succeed, or already in tech, or if you're just trying to get into tech, these are good things that you can start thinking about before you get into tech, to know what you're kind of yourself into. And remember, all of these things that I mentioned, or even things that you find, you don't have to be a 10 out of 10 off rip as soon as you start, or even midway through your career. You could develop into that. You don't have to be the best of the best. You can aim for that or whatever, but just try to be a little bit better than average. Again, doing some coding, right? You want to learn some coding, or any of the other things that I mentioned today. Those things should really help you stand out and really be able to get you that tech job that you want, tech career, role, whatever, the bag, whatever it is that you're searching for. I really hope that it helps out. Again, down in the comments, y'all let me know what some of this hitting, was it missing? What some of the things that you think that you need to succeed in tech? I want to know. Definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss next week's video as well. And thumbs up the video if you liked it and everything. And I'm going to holler at y'all on that next video. Peace.